Suppose you were a college freshman moving into your dorm. You notice that there are very few cars in the parking lot, but there are several bikes. You look into the open-door rooms and notice that a majority of the students in your dorm have a recycling bin in their rooms and green flyers. You ask your new roommate about the flyers, and he tells you that the college is a green campus. Before your parents leave, you ask them to take you to the store to buy a bicycle, a helmet, a recycling bin, and other eco-friendly items. In this example, you use the college students in your dorm room as a reference group. A reference group is a group to which we compare ourselves. Reference groups, such as college freshmen, serve as a standard to which we measure our behaviors and attitudes. We use reference groups in order to guide our behavior and attitudes and help us to identify social norms. For example, suppose that Susie is a 13-year-old female who transfers to a new school. Susie may pay attention to what her schoolmates wear, how they speak, where they hang out, and how they behave. Susie then takes this information and uses it in order to modify her speech, determine what she wears to school, how she does her hair, which shows to watch on television, etc. A group that we have been a part of in the past or that we will be a part of in the future can serve as a reference group. A married man may still look to his single friends as a reference group, even though this is a group that he no longer belongs to. In the same token, a woman pregnant with her first child may use women with children as a reference group, even though she does not yet belong to this group. It is important to note that a majority of us rely on multiple reference groups. So, Susie may not only look to her schoolmates to identify social norms, but also her favorite singers to compare her body size to see if she is of normal weight. Most reference groups are informal reference groups, which means that they are based on the group members' shared interests and goals. Informal groups are not structured with a specific goal in mind. Group members interact on a very personal level. Examples of informal reference groups include families, a group of local mothers, peer groups. Formal reference groups have a specific goal or mission. They also have a specific structure and positions of authority. Examples of formal reference groups include labor unions, Mensa, a society for people with high IQ, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, MAD. Membership reference groups are those reference groups that we not only belong to, but are also in agreement with regards to attitudes, norms, and behaviors. Suppose that Carol is a married woman. If Carol identifies and agrees with the attitudes and behaviors of other married women in her area and relies on them as a way to compare and modify her own attitudes and behaviors, then she is part of a membership reference group. Disclaimant reference groups are groups that we belong to, but do not agree with in regards to attitudes, social, and behaviors. Suppose that Carol has a busy career and does not want any children. Carol finds that the married women in her area believe that all married women should stay at home and have at least one child. In this instance, the married women in her area are a disclaimant reference group. We do not have to belong to a reference group in order for it to have an influence over us. An aspirational reference group is a group we do not belong to, but we hope to belong to in the future. Suppose Jim is a high school senior who is applying for college in hopes of becoming a career psychologist. He might use established career psychologists as an aspirational reference group to determine which programs he should apply to, what his undergraduate major should be, and what societies he should join. An avoidant reference group, also known as a dissociative reference group, is a group that we do not belong to and disapprove of in regards to attitudes, values, and behaviors. Suppose that Jim knows there is a gang in a rough part of town. Jim stays far away from known gang members, avoids going to that part of town, and does not participate in any of the activities the gang members participate in. In this example, the gang serves as an avoidant reference group. Reference groups are those groups that we compare ourselves to. The reference groups that we do belong to are either informal or formal, membership or disclaimant. Informal reference groups are based on the group members' shared interests and goals. Formal reference groups have a specific goal or mission. Membership reference groups are groups that we not only belong to, but are also in agreement with in regards to attitudes, norms, and behaviors. Disclaimant reference groups are groups that we belong to, but do not agree with in regards to attitudes, social, and behaviors. The reference groups that we do not belong to can be either aspirational or dissociative. An aspirational reference group is a group we do not belong to, but we hope to belong to in the future. A dissociative reference group is a group that we do not belong to and disapprove of in regards to attitudes, values, and behaviors. So, the next time you find yourself comparing your weight to the supermodels you see on television, remember that this may not be the best reference group for you.